Oh my God.
Hi. Hello. Oh, my back popped. It's Flatus. How y'all doing this Sunday? Man. Go ahead and stop that music. It's been a day. We finally reached town stage in Jova early this morning. I was actually able to hit level 11. I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good, Cyber. It's always good to see you, man. Just chilling, man. Hit level 11. Been doing some processing, stuff like that. Man, I've been so excited because I haven't had time today to really do the stream I really wanted to do today. But I don't really have the time. This is going to be probably a short stream, guys. Just letting y'all know right now. Probably going to be like an hour and a half ish, you know, maybe hour and 45 minutes. We'll see. I missed your stream yesterday. You stream at 2 a.m. for me. Oh, dude. I'm so sorry, Cyber. That seems really terrible. But yes, this is the town. This is Jova in the town stage. So if you have not seen on your server what the towns look like, this is what's a stage 4 node is. But I actually have some fragments here. And if you notice, do you see how it says apprentice? So once a town actually hits, let me pop one of these. Once a town actually hits town, or once stage 4 hits a town, all the benches automatically become apprentice. You don't, the mayor or nothing needs to actually, you don't need to upgrade them. They automatically upgrade them. This was a huge quality of life for us in previous PTR testings, because before the mayor had to upgrade each and every single building. So yes, this was a huge thing. So yeah, this is a lot of zinc, a lot of copper. So how much was that? 4,000 experience. I hit level 4. I got 7,840 experience, just so you can see. So I got 7,840 experience gained, and that's with popping a scroll. And then I'm going to pop the fragments here. Bam. Another 7,800 for the copper. So my goal for today actually is yeah, metalworking 5. So I think what I'm going to do for my processing, I've been really thinking about this. I think for my 5 apprenticeships, I'm going to go lumber milling, metalworking, herbalism, lumberjacking, and mining. So that's what I'm going to do. And now that I got all that, let me open these up real fast. Because now that tier 2 is here with apprentice, I can actually try to start making armor and weapons for myself, like actual apprenticeship weapons. Because if you don't know, like right now I made the tier 2 novice weapon, which is the wayward sword for 698 physical power. But if we go over here and go to weaponsmithing and then go to novice and go to the thornbound greatsword, now we're at 1100 with 97 strength, 35 dexterity, 285 physical. Like, it's a huge upgrade. Problem is, of course, is that we need to do copper ingots and we need ash board. So how do you do a copper ingot, right? So I made all these fragments. So if I go to processing and go to metalworking and then I go to copper, so to make an ingot, I need 2 raw copper and 1 copper fragment. I don't like this personally. I would rather just make 3 copper fragments to make an ingot. I don't know why it's still requiring you the base copper. It doesn't make sense. Vale, what's going on, brother? Good change. Yeah, I know. It's really, really, really good. There are no longer copper nodes. No, there's no longer copper nodes anymore. They basically integrated copper, zinc, and all the metals within the stone family. So if you get like limestone or whatever, you can proc the metals within the apprentice category. So that's how you get zinc and copper. So copper comes from basalt. So in order to get the copper proc, you need to be mining basalt. And then of course, in order to get zinc, you need to be mining granite. Now, both basalt and granite can actually get jewels. So you can get rubies from them as well. Let me see, fishing, cooking, tanning, animal husbandry, and weaving is what I'm doing. Yeah, I think for myself, I think this is I've never done lumber milling, but I mean, I used to do weaving and, what was the other processing that I did? Weaving and something else. But yeah, I'm going to kind of change it up this one because I figured, you know, with me playing a little bit more solo, like I probably will try to grind some groups for sure. But I feel like this would just be better for myself since I'm going to be constantly gathering and doing stuff. And I also want to sell stuff in the marketplace this time around. So that's the other thing of why I want to do this. I want to try to make some money so I don't feel like a person. So I had all this like all the way down to here for both zinc and copper. So I've been mining like a madman. But I've also been waiting, of course, for this stupid requisition agent because there's no active orders right now. And I have been able to increase my citizenship reputation, which, hey, you know, it is what it is kind of situation, right? So right now, let's get all this here, and we're just going to put it here at the bottom. Okay. And then go here. And let's go back, open up some more caches. Hi, how do you increase the storage? So like I was saying yesterday, right? So increasing storage really depends on your settlement's level. So yesterday I only had access to one extra storage tab that was 5 gold. But now that I actually hit, or the settlement actually at level 4, now I actually have a couple of more tabs here at the top, which remember I only had one, which was 5 gold. So it added an extra tab for me because now we're a town. Materials, same thing. So if I scroll here to the bottom, I have the secondary storage, and then I have 2 more I can buy. However, if I go and become a citizen, of course, you get the extra tab. But if I get the higher reputation, which going from peasant to commoner, I can buy this additional storage for 1 gold. Like, that's insane. That's huge savings. And of course, the more higher reputation, you actually get a higher tax purposes, like meaning like you get potentially like a 5% tax decrease, and then you go up again, you get a 10% tax decrease, 15% tax decrease on top of what the mayor's already doing. So it really does pay to increase your reputation. Otherwise, you're just going to be spending more money for the only reason of you just not working at that reputation. So yes. And then of course we don't know what stage 5 is going to be, which is technically a city, but that could also potentially garner you another stash tab and another material stash tab. We don't know yet because we haven't had it online yet as far as the last tier 5 stage, which is city. But I mean, that's why, you know, it is what it is. And so right now, of course, Winstead is a village, but I would say that Winstead could actually end up being a town as well if the vassalization doesn't proc them into it. Once Jova vassalizes Winstead, then Winstead will always be a village. They'll never be a town. So it just depends. Like, and you see that, and I wish I can scroll out more, but if you notice now, Jova used to just be this, right? Because this is technically the Jova territory. But once it hits town, that's when settlements start vassalizing, and there's actual benefits and buffs that go to the entire vassalization. Okay. So right now, Jova is actually vassalized with Halcyon, also vassalized with Wendencia and Seahook, and also Nuela. Okay, so we'll see. Right now, you see Winstead actually vassalized with Marileth. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting how it all occurs. But that's why you want to, why there should be more competition within the settlements, because right now it's always between Jova and Winstead, because those are just the two ZOIs that have the most activity based off of their POIs for grindable spots, leveling, questing, etc. The other 3 are just so light on there, which is why they're always like way behind usually as far as the leveling process. So now that I got all that done, the one thing, as you see here, processing costs a lot of money. So I want to go and see what I can do to level, or not level, but go and get some cash, get some moolah, so we can process some more. Because I'm also going to need, in order to make ingots, I got to do more processing. And also you can see I hit level 10 on mining. I need to go and I hit level 10 on herbalism too, but I got to go and increase my thing to apprentice here. And then I also got to I've been working on lumberjacking, which is why I had a whole bunch of ash. But I have all my ash currently in Halcyon. All my ash trees are in Halcyon right now. So let's go and here, let me make sure. Is there any, so I can mine rubies from stone deposits throughout Verra. Okay, easy. Mine basalt, that's easy. Granite, easy. Copper, easy. So you always want to look at these because these are the artisan boards. So if you're already going to be doing something as far as gathering, always check the artisan commission board to see if there's something super easy that you can just earn some more experience from. So this is kind of like the cherry on top kind of thing, right? So if you're going to be fishing, do these. If you're going to be getting slate or tin, do those. You see, I noticed they put the apprentice tools in weaponsmithing. I swear I could make an apprentice axe myself when it became apprentice. I believe I have not been to the weaponsmithing person yet. Let's go. Because I believe it's right here, right? So this is apprentice here. So gathering tools requires certification. So I don't have the certification yet. So the thing is that in order to make the apprentice tools, you need to be level 10 in weaponsmithing and also upgrade your certification from novice to apprentice. Otherwise, just being apprentice, you're not going to be able to make the tools because you yourself are not an apprentice in weaponsmithing yet, which happens at level 10. So as we can see, once I go to upgrade, so as well, let me just show you real fast. So not here. So herbalism right here, as you can see, it says herbalism novice, even though I'm level 10. Because even though you hit level 10, it's not going to automatically give you the certification. And the reasoning why is because there's 22 professions. If it did that, that would really suck. They want you to technically be able to do all 22 professions at the novice stage, but it's your choice in which ones you want to level to or get the certification to keep leveling further. And that's where the certifications come in. So it's a little complex. It's a little like once you get the hang of it, once you start understanding it, it's not that bad. But there is definitely a learning curve for sure. Crazy dude, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. So right now, of course, we're going to be chopping some trees, leveling that up, and we're going to head over here to the agricultural supply to get the certification for our herbalism, and also just be, getting some ash trees, and I'll put the ash here, getting some mines, stuff like that. I'm apprentice weaponsmith if you need anything. Also, dude, awesome, brother. Dude, I would love tools, but they are costly, but I have the materials, just in the more plainer forms. I think you need ingots and stuff like that. So for mining, as an example, I would love a mining, apprentice mining tool, but what is a good method to make some money? Use your professions. Just gather shit and put it on the auction house. Put uncommon stuff, rare stuff, heroic stuff. If you don't want to do any of the other professions and you're just like, I need to make some money, you can be out grinding mobs if you want to earn glint that way. But I would say the more faster way would be to use the marketplace. Marketplace is goated. There's a lot more people that already know how to make money, and those people are buying the people out that just are selling the raw materials they need to make their weapons, make their stuff or whatever. So yeah, that's what I would definitely do. I wouldn't sell too many at a time. I would say, do you have to be level 10 for auction house? Yes, you do. If you're level 9 and below, you won't be able to use it. So just forewarning, you do need to be level 10. Oh shit. All right. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me see. So just FYI, guys, I just want to. Oh wow. Oh my god. That wolf will eat me. I just wanted to say, as far as like I was rewatching my stream again yesterday. I've been having problems. I was trying to fix it last night. For some reason, my restream bot is not capturing the YouTube chat and converting it over to Twitch, because usually I have the Twitch chat on because it's just easier for me. But today I have both the YouTube chat and Twitch chat individually in Windows on this screen. So now I don't feel like I'm missing chat. It really bothers me that I don't know how to fix it. And the more I researched it, it's apparently an issue with Restream as well. Some of the chats just don't get captured and put into the bot, which really, really sucks. But, you know, I just wanted to say for the people, like, I'm really not ignoring you. I try to pay attention to the chat as much as possible. And this is why, like, I kind of noticed, because even on my OBS, which I also have up, I was looking at my little chat there, and I was like, wait, I see a YouTube thing, but I don't see it popping on Twitch. And that's where I was like, well, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, why is that not happening? But it's so small for me on my OBS that I can't really read it. So, so yeah, just again, FYI, I'm trying. I really am. I'm not ignoring anybody. I try to always answer everybody's questions, but you know, I'm just going to do this in the meantime until I come up with a more concrete solution on that. Christmas holidays are coming. I'm thinking about joining Ashes again. Haven't played since phase 2. Well, Hangman, dude. Oh my God. Yeah. Hangman. I remember you. Welcome back, brother. Hope you've been having a good break from the game. I would say at least to try it for a week. I mean, heck, you already bought it, right? I mean, I would definitely, they made so many improvements since phase 2. And depending on when you stopped playing in phase 2, yeah, like almost a 1-year break. Yeah, dude, if you played early phase 2, I would definitely check the game out, even for a week or two, and just be like, wow, they added a lot. But, you know, of course, there's still content missing for sure. But I mean, yeah, I think just to like give you more hope that the game is progressing, you know, and give you like, wow, they're really doing some really good stuff. I would just check it out just for sheer giggles. That's for sure. How many new biomes? Let me show you, brother. Look at the new and improved map now. Ooh, doesn't it look so nice? So we have, of course, the Riverlands, of course, that you know, Sand Squall Desert that you know, of course, Tropics that you know, June Dark down here. And then, of course, we have the Anvils, which is up here. And this is the other starting area, too. We still are missing 2 more biomes, which is the Redwood area and then the Badlands, which is above the Riverlands. But yeah, I would say for the most part, you know, it's fleshing out, man. We just need 2 more biomes to finish out this continent. So almost there. Where do you get that crate mule? So I bought it in the marketplace for 1 silver, but apparently you can buy it from the farming vendor for like 29 copper. So I would go to the farming vendor or the animal husbandry vendor and buy it from there. I'm pretty sure that you would still have to process it in the animal husbandry station to make it into the mule. It takes 30 minutes, but it's definitely worth it. Oh my God, these spawn back already? Jesus. I don't need rubies. I'm just throw that away. So many more new biomes or nodes. PogChamp, is EU and US on the same server again? No, there's technically 4 US servers and 3 EU servers. So yeah, pick your poison. We'll see how long that lasts because, you know, just like anything else, this is why I keep saying on my channel for new players that player concurrency is just kind of dumb to monitor on an alpha, especially like this early of an access. But, you know, again, people deem early access differently. And I would say that, you know, player drop off is going to happen very hard. Very, very, very hard. Because, again, this is real, true testing. And not many people want to be here experiencing these frictionized systems and messed up bugs and constantly just bugging, reporting everything. Like, that's just not a play loop that most gamers want to experience. They want to experience a more, you know, organically played MMORPG, which Ashes is not that at all right now. It's sort of like that at the beginning, but it falls off extremely hard. And I'm just trying to give a you know, the realistic slap in the face to the new players of what is going to happen. Yeah, I remember that servers got shut down in the past and players joined the bigger server until EU and US were the same server. Yeah, that's where their whole mega server came in. I feel like the deer respawn is way too long just to get the commission board challenge done. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of animals, and please leave feedback, like leave, you know, whether it's a bug report, whether you think it's a bug report, you know, just leave feedback. Like, that's the most important thing I can tell players. Please, please, please leave feedback. Yeah, I've been focusing on leveling, but really need a new mount. Had mine die on me too many times. Yeah, having a backup mount definitely pays off 100%. Whether you get a wolf is like, I think 140% speed, which is like, that's a novice tier mount, but even getting something like that would be way and above easier. I'm impressed with the ping. I've had an average of 100 to 120 ping on WoW servers for the past 5 years. I'm getting 30 to 40 ping on Ashes. Yeah, it's really, really nice because they usually have these central servers, and you know, I love that. You know, it's kind of like the best of both Eastern and EU, or Eastern and Pacific, and yeah, it's really, really good. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I mainly want to find copper and zinc. What are your settings? Is your motion blur on? My motion blur is completely off. I turn my motion blur off. But yeah, I'm getting right now. Let me see. Control F. I'm getting about 90 frames, depending on where I am. Like 73. But I'm constantly like, I'm usually around like 80 to 90 most of the time. It just sort of depends on like what I'm on. What GPU? I have the 480 Super. So I have the 480 Super. But yeah, my performance, like I said, I've never had a problem. Once I got this new computer, like this is how I have my settings. I used to have it on quality, but I switched to performance, and it's been such a big difference, to be honest. Like it's buttery smooth. But usually I disable motion blur, I turn off the camera VFX intensity to 0, and it plays so much better for me. Like as a fighter, I don't mind the whole like camera like shaking every time I hit something, to kind of give you that more visceral feel, but I just don't need it. You know, it's just not for me. Nice to see some things don't change, still jumping everywhere. Yes, I am. Still jumping everywhere. Let me see, in the long run, what is to prevent a single or two guilds running and hoarding the whole map, since there are too many nerfs to actual PvP? I would say that when it comes to guilds, the thing is the map is way too big. You know, and even if a guild were to hold the majority of things, it's only going to be a matter of time before other guilds are going to come together and try to take, you know, control of that. I mean, try to deal with that guild in wow, you can deal with them in several ways. Whether it's in trying to get them out of the mayorship, whether it's trying to get them out of a world boss. But I'll just say this, big guilds, you know, if you look at Pirate Software, you know, he has a massive guild, but because sometimes when you're real massive like that, you can just end up being cannon fodder for a lot of the more mid to small guilds that are very well organized and can put themselves up in very combative places and be very strategic. I mean, this game can get very 300 very quickly. I mean, we've seen that too. A lot of the smaller guilds were actually like, they loved Pirate Software's guild because they were very unorganized, and a lot of them were just these like super lumbering groups that as soon as PvP happened, everyone was just like with the chicken with their head cut off kind of thing. So that's kind of like what I would say there. Okay, so profession, promote my herbalism certification, please. Bam, now herbalism is at apprentice. So now all I got to do is get my, what I got to do? I got to get my lumberjacking up. So got to get my lumberjacking up, and wait, can I start doing these now? Settlement commodity station. Is the settlement commodity station the ones that you do to turn in to make gold? Like, I'm curious as to which one it is to make gold. Are we auto purple after 10? I wasn't sure what that icon meant pre-level 10. So once you hit level 11, that means you don't have the PvP protection anymore, but you can always like, so right here at the very bottom, you'll see this. This is your flag for PvP, and you can just flag yourself combatant if you want to, and just kind of run around as a flagged person. It's not really going to do anything to you. But if other people want to flag and want to PvP, then that's what you call consensual PvP, is between two flagged purple combatant players. Unconsensual PvP is a purple combatant player trying to kill a non-combatant player, which is like white, right? That's what you would call something that is like unconsensual at that point. Can you get to Master and Grandmaster in early access? Yes, you can, but there isn't any recipes, or like, you don't need to if you don't want to, but yes, you can. Like, there was a lot of people that were Grandmaster, but you can only Grandmaster 2 professions. So again, you can Apprentice 5, Journeyman 4, Master 3, Journeyman 2. So it becomes like a pyramid, basically. Let's go down here, because there is a bunch of ashwood trees down here, and that's where I like to go, near Nuela, to chop some trees. Let's see. Maybe I should change to performance. I'm a graphics whore, but I realize it's not optimized right now. Yeah, Cyber, this game entirely is not optimized at all. Like, it's there's, and this is again like the other thing too. And I haven't really mentioned this to the new players, but man, in phase 2 and even the start of the actual phase 3, because I call this phase 3 early access, but man, we were having a lot of freaking back-end issues. Soul Marcus, dude, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, brother. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. I really do appreciate it. And it's gotten better. When phase 3 started, now mind you, phase 1 and phase 2, I didn't have any issues. Like, once I got my new computer, had no issues. But when phase 3 started, I was constantly crashing. Like, Unreal Engine, like these crash like debug screens would come up every hour when phase 3 started. It was so annoying. And I just was like, what happened? Like, what happened with this newest patch? But then of course they fixed it over time, and now I don't crash anymore, right? But it's just one of those things, right? That, you know, alphas aren't meant to be optimized, but they are meant to at least be playable. And for a lot of people, man, it just was not playable for a while. So there is a way to link my Intrepid account to Steam. Yes, all you got to do is just go to your Intrepid account on ashesofcreation.com, and just like how you linked your Discord account to Ashes, the same exact thing. You're going to see a Steam connection link. You do that, authorize, done. It's super easy. But yes, now that you have to play through Steam, that's kind of like the process right now. It's just a little bit of a hassle, but nothing too crazy. Dusty is already level 20. Yeah, of course. I mean, there's gonna be people, dude, there's people on EU that are already level 25. Like, they were doing the Harbingers event. You have to understand that people have this game already like figured out. Let me be very clear. Like, this is why I kind of don't rush, because I just don't find the point to. All the hardcore players are going to hit level 25 so much more quickly than me. Xander, dude, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. And welcome, dude. Welcome. But yeah, people are, you know, the other reason too is that a lot of these people that stream or whatever, they don't want to be hounded, you know, because a lot of times, right, you're going to be hounded by people. They're going to want to farm you and kill you and stream snipe you and stuff like that. And, you know, it is what it is, right? It's kind of a part of being a streamer. I think some people that do that, I would say some of those streamers kind of deserve it, but there's a lot of them that don't, you know what I mean? And so I think a lot of the time, especially in a game like this, where, you know, you can flag up and just, you know, start trying to kill anybody, doesn't matter who they are. People just want to be a little bit more protected. You know what I mean? Xander, thank you, brother. Thank you. It's just not fun mob grinding for me, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not a mob grinder either. I hate questing, but I would rather quest grind than mob grind. That's and maybe it's my WoW mentality. Maybe it's because I was born and raised through World of Warcraft from vanilla. But believe me, I don't like that grind either. You're trading one grind for another. But hey, some people, you know, again, don't mind it. Like I don't mind it. Like quest to me is very fundamental to an MMORPG experience. So even though it's not my cup of tea and not my favorite activity to do, it does put us, you know, on an adventure to go from one POI to another POI, you know, find things along the way, you know, just have a better time. You know what I'm saying? I like exploring and finding cool things. That dopamine when getting a gear drop is nice. Yes, absolutely. But no, I like exploring too. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that you can explore and do all that stuff without questing, but questing does give you that does give you that bigger incentive to do those things, which is always very nice. But yeah, right now all I'm trying to do is I want to get my gathering stuff, my lumberjacking. So I just hit level 6. So I need 4 more levels to go and do that. Like I really, really, really want to do that. Hey, my friend, or hey man, my friend is making a rogue. What would you recommend I make with him? I'm torn between summoner and fighter for PvP. I would actually do cleric or bard because those are pretty much like S tier classes that you can play with him. And since he is a rogue already, he's going to be doing a lot of damage. Now you could go double damage, but also why not try to go damage like / hybrid healing? Moldy Goods, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But if bard or cleric isn't your cup of tea and you truly want to do one or the other, like fighter or summoner, I would try both because you don't know what you're going to like more. Summoner is newer. If you like summoner pets, if you like being able to like do stuff with your pets and stuff like that, then I would definitely try that out. But if not, then try fighter. Let me see. Yeah, for sure. I just didn't like standing in one spot for 5 hours at Karf last night. Steel Bloom was fun getting drops for me because I'm a tank. Yeah, and like I said, the mob grind life is good for a little bit, and then I got to go do something else. Like I don't want to be there for 8 hours. I don't. And that's why I also don't mind being left behind in this game, because some people really do like that. It's just not my cup of tea. Let me see. Is it me or is the difficulty of early crafting read it again. Is it just me or is the difficulty of crafting early on complete not worth what you think you can get out of it compared to what you get from drops and quests and shit? Honestly, I would say that you get more from crafting because crafters will always make the better stuff. Everything you get from drops is literally the base tier 1 items. You might have a chance, like a super rare chance to get like a tier 2, but it's highly unlikely. You're more likely actually going to get a base tier 1 item.
Make the best shit.
Yeah, crafters make the best shit. So I would say that it's definitely worth investing in crafting because it's going to pay off better.
Crafters
like 100%.
Make the best shit.
And also too, because there's 16 different types of weapons and light, medium, and heavy armor. Relying just on RNG on mob grinding to get the exact thing that you need is also kind of a pain in the ass. Let me just say that. It's a lot. Let me see. I finally got to try and craft a palace cat and actually got the mount version. Awesome, dude. Awesome, dude. That's so good. That has to have felt really great because everyone always gets a bob and they're like, fuck. You know what I mean? So grats on you, brother. That's awesome. Let me see. Shoal is full now. Yeah, a lot of people are on Shoal. A lot of people are on Shoal. I know Verra just opened up yesterday, so I'm really curious. Like, and I always try to say to people, you know what I mean? Go to the newer server because ultimately, like I would say, like as a new player, you're probably not going to stick with the game long, you know? And if you do, then I would just say to try to find a guild, you know what I mean? Like in Discord and, you know, see what guild you kind of like mesh with. And then once they either do a wipe or do something else, or maybe you want to switch servers to whatever guild you're on, then do that. But I would say we've been sustaining for a while on just one server. And so I I don't want you to get onto a server that's super heavily populated when you only might play for a week or two. I would rather you have that non-queue experience and get to experience the game, you know, probably like as a solo player, like see what the solo experience is. But of course on Verra, there's going to be, of course, groups and, you know, guilds and stuff like that or whatever. But I would go to where, like, if I was a brand new player, I would just go where the fresh server was, to be honest. Because eventually all that's going to happen is they're just going to merge servers down the road, and, you know, it ain't going to matter. You know what I mean? And honestly, like, you just need the experience, you know, at the end of the day. So I am confused how the servers are full, even though there are less people playing according to Steam. Well, what you're seeing on Steam is concurrency. Like right now, how many players are playing, but all servers right now have a concurrency of 5,000. So it really just depends on, you know, of course, I don't know how many accounts can actually be, or characters can be done on a certain realm, but I know all at the same time, the max per server is 5,000. So if everybody were to log into Shoal, like, it's going to be full. But people log off, people, you know, do other stuff or whatever. So it's not like every single hour it's at full capacity all the time. Like, I don't want to get that confused. How do you get the processing scrolls? I got a ton of gathering scrolls from the boards. Well, if you're not getting the processing scrolls, you can literally just go to the scribe. So scribes, which I believe is a crafting. Yeah. So you go here and you can get scrolls of processing. So right here, and all you need is just a crude paper, which this is literally bought on any vendor under the materials tab. Just look up crude paper, and then a red ink. You got to go do this at the alchemy station. So all you need for a red ink is, I think, a ruby. Let me see. So again, it's very involved. So to make just that, so we got to go to alchemy, which is processing. Go to alchemy, and then a red ink. You need water, which is also found at the vendor, and ruby powder. So how do we get ruby powder? So we go here, and all you need is this, which is also found at the vendor. And you just need a rough ruby. So you need to make it into a ruby. Just get your rough rubies that I have, like, here, and then buy this from the vendor, crush it into the powder, and then you make the ink afterwards. And then that's it. So a lot of vendor items that you have to buy, but for the most part, it's pretty standard. Yeah, ruby powder used to be 10 rough rubies. Yeah, exactly. So let me see, unpopular opinion. I think Intrepid needs to compromise and rework some of the current systems and gameplay completely if they want this game to have a healthy, active player base. Well, Martel, I would say to write up that feedback. Like, what systems do you think need to be oh my God, please, God, please don't kill me. What systems do you think need a rework? Which systems do you think don't work at all? How would you then create those systems? Okay. Whew. So if you, oh my God, I cannot pronounce that, but thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. But that's my thing. I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. There are many systems in this game that I would personally redo completely. Class system being one of them. But everybody, you know, different strokes for different folks, right? Like, I'm willing to put up with the class system, even though it's not my cup of tea, but I think they should have went more simple with it. But I like I always say, you know, if you have ideas, if you have ways to transform certain systems, you know, please give that feedback. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people are just complaining on systems without really properly figuring out in their own heads, well, why does this system bother me? What is it about this thing that just doesn't work for me? And what I loved yesterday, I was actually watching SFan talk to Zaryu, And they were talking about ashes and talking about things they liked, things about they didn't like. And they were really playing devil's advocate with themselves on the things they liked, the things they didn't like. Well, what would need to happen in order for me to like it? Right. And I think ultimately, like, we need to do that with ourselves at the end of the day. There's a lot of things that I thought would really bug me. And after playing and enduring those systems, I'm like, you know what? The system isn't that bad. You know what I mean? Like, fuel for me was one that I thought, man, this is so annoying, this is so stupid. And believe me, all I wanted was the ability to just put things in my warehouse. And when I go to a processing station, I can just pull it from my warehouse. If it gave me that functionality, I would have been Gucci. Like, I would have been good. But my problem was the reagent fee from the vendor being so expensive, which they did nerf, but also the processing fee on the stations, which is still the same. That was my issue. That's been my issue. I bought the game. Why is it saying servers are down? What server are you trying to log into? Can you let me know what server you're trying to log into? Because servers aren't down, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at the Alpha 2 news. I don't see anything in Alpha 2 news that would indicate that the server is down. So I'm sorry, Peter. I don't know what might be going on. I personally found that the inventory management and having to Tetris things around to properly fit, as opposed to just taking an item up with one slot with the weight or something. So weight to me, I don't like weight. And so this is, again, I'm going to kind of show you the rationale as to why the Tetris thing exists in the first place. And it's more of a PvP thing. And once you start looting or getting killed, or you killing other players, they can be doing several professions of gathering that you don't have the space for. So it's like, then you're literally in this kind of like, fuck, I need to like get up and move or go, but I don't have the fucking space. Like, if you have, let's say your lumber milling bags and a couple of them are full and you're trying to like squish everything together, that's kind of like you wasting time. So that way that player can inevitably go back to his body and create the PvP loop. If everything was just easy, go, everything was a 1-by-1, you just kind of gank them, get them, and you move off. Right. So that, again, I'm not saying that I love this system. I'm just explaining to you what the rationale of the developers as to why it exists this way. The other thing that isn't in place either is bags having certain passives on them that would say, like, if this bag is equipped, then it actually would take the player longer to look through your stuff. Like, to actually, like, you know, like for me chopping this tree, it literally takes me about 10 seconds to chop this tree. And with a better bag, it could take a player 10 or 15 seconds just to open up your inventory. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's again for PvP purposes, to like rush to, you know, get up the Ember Spring, run back to your body, and hopefully they're still there trying to figure shit out. Because if that's the case, then they didn't take your stuff, and now you can potentially get at least a little bit of your stuff back. So that's the reason why it is what it is. It won't even let me go get to server selection. Oh, never mind. It's working. Okay, good. I was like, what the heck? I agree. The weight and inventory management in this game doesn't fit MMORPG, in my opinion. I just don't think weight in this game. I didn't even like it in New World, to be honest. I hated every time I was encumbered and I was just like walking like I am right now with the crate. And I just had to walk all the way back to the, you know, the node or the settlement or whatever they called it, the town, and then drop off all my stuff. Like, I don't know, that to me just didn't feel good. So I would rather, in my opinion, I would rather deal with the Tetris thing than deal with the weight thing. But that's just my personal opinion. Let me see. I'm sort of with you on this, but more on the side of, I wish they just had an auto sort button. And again, crazy. I think they will, right? Like, a lot of people have been asking for an auto sort button for sure. And they've actually been a lot smarter now with when you get something and which bag it goes into. So, and Steven did say that they're only going to get smarter and more, there's going to be more quality of lives when it comes to certain things. So we'll see. You know what I mean? Oh man, look at that. The tree's flipping out. Oh my God. Alpha's an alpha. Oh my God. Anyway, let me see. Interesting. I see where you're coming from. It kind of plays into arc raiders. Then in terms of looting dead players that kill you, time to identify, and then you can only take so much. Exactly. Just feels weird in MMO, breaking the norm, I suppose. Exactly, because this is a very PvX centric game, right? There are things that I think should impede player characters from just taking all your shit very quickly. And there are more countermeasures that are going to put in place that just aren't active right now. So again, like with the bags that I was talking about, and potentially like there's going to be bags that could be locked. Like you just won't, like stuff will drop from your other bags, but you know, that could be a perk from, you know, your settlement, or maybe something that you buy from a profession where you can actually lock one of your bags entirely. And then it would require that person that broke into it that says, oh, this bag is locked, but maybe that guy has a little thing to like break in the bag. Right. So, I mean, there's going to be tons of different shit, and depending on how much involvement you want it to be, is really up to you. But I kind of understand it from a PvP perspective, and I just want to see that system just be fleshed out more, because right now it just isn't. Like, just to be honest with you, it just really isn't. Bags could have hidden pockets. Well, absolutely. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different things they can do with the system to make it feel more like you're not just, every time you die you're fucked, right? And I think if it really was that, I would be seeing the counter feedback as like, it's too easy. Like people are just like immediately killing me, getting all my crap and leaving. And it just feels like, once I die, there's no counterplay there other than me just trying to find them or chase them down wherever they went. So we'll see. Like I said, I kind of just want to see this system fleshed out a little bit more. I want to see the bags. I want to see how you're going to be able to counter death as far as them looting your stuff. It'll be interesting. I think it'll be a very interesting thing. And especially because arc raiders and a lot of these other like survival, you know, shooter, like lobby games are, I think it will take some adjusting as an MMO, but I think because PvP and the combat in this game could be like really amazing. Actually, a lot of people love the war system in New World. I feel like once people actually get a load of like the node wars and the settlement wars and the settlement sieges and the castle sieges, I think people are going to see this game in a new light, because a lot of people just haven't seen those systems and seen, you know, how like epic those things can be. But, you know, hey, game needs time. You know what I mean? At least the bags have a background now to help you identify what bag it is. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let me see the small wins. That's all we need, brother. Just a bunch more small wins. So I'm like 31%. Probably gonna need to go and repair soon, but we'll see. Do they have it to where you can only be looted if you have corruption or anytime you killed, even PK'd? So anytime you die, a mob can kill you and turn you into ash. Like, let's say that Raven, you know, found me and started hitting me and just one-shot me to death. If a person was just running by and saw me die, my ash pile would technically be purple, because, well, it might be purple because there's a chance that these rough rubies could drop on my ash pile. That person can then just get off their mount, go to my ash pile, see what dropped, take whatever they can, and then run away. But as soon as they loot my body, they automatically become a combatant, which is purple, which means that if I spawn and I go back, they'll be a combatant for a limited amount of time. I think right now the timer is either 2 or 5 minutes. I can't remember. I personally think it should be 5 minutes, because 2 minutes in this game, I think, is not enough time because the map is so big, you know, and everybody has mounts. But I think 5 minutes is enough time to potentially catch that person. So yeah, that's basically how that works. So it doesn't really matter like how you die. You can die by any manner. Anybody can just run along and pick up your body. The only thing is that you will that person that loots you will end up being a combatant. Be careful who you loot. I caused an all-out war zone. Oh my god. Oh my god. Speaking. I didn't even see that dude. Yeah, run. Dude, I remember this dude, the warrior, crit on me for like 480, and I was like, oh my god, that's like half my freaking health. Oh, these dudes do not play around. Okay, am I good? You're just bobbing in the water like Jason Voorhees. Okay. Whew. See, and that's the thing, like, I don't get from other MMOs. Because everything in every brand new MMO feels so fucking safe. And in this game, it's like danger. Like I said, like Mike Myers or Jason just comes out of the freaking woods and wants to kill you, you know? Oh my god. Okay. Let me see where... Because there are like some high level Minotaurs. I actually farm these Minotaurs when I actually get a little bit higher in level, or I get some better apprentice gear for sure. It can take 2 to 5 minutes just to get back to your ash pile sometimes. Yeah, I know. Like, and depending on where you die, like I said, it's like, depending on where you die, it could definitely be a lost cause. You know what I'm saying? Like if I die like over here, the nearest like Ember Spring is going to be either here or the one here. So for me to go all the way back, like by the time I get here, it's probably gonna be 2 minutes already passed. And that's assuming that person just stayed there, which I'm pretty sure they didn't. That person could have started running over there as soon as they got your body. And if you're here, you're running over here, you're just never gonna catch them. But I guess the whole point is that because they're a combatant, maybe other people, like it's almost like they're trying to incentivize like a daisy chain of people like flagging combatant because you see another combatant and you're like, hey, I want a PvP, and then thus the chain just kind of starts. I think that's how they maybe intend for it to be. We'll see. Okay, so I got to find more ash. Okay. There's a guy right there. There's a bunch of ash trees right here. Another guy there. Yeah, chopping ash is... Wait, isn't there another person here? There is. Right there. Okay. I don't see anybody. But yeah, so just so you guys know, tomorrow, I don't know when I'll be able to get on. Ooh, rare. But tomorrow, I'm going to do something interesting for my stream. And I'm going to try to set it up tonight. And I think tomorrow I kind of will, it'll be definitely a trial run because I've never done it before. And I don't want to ruin the surprise. But it's going to be interesting. Let's just put it that way. How many main story quests are there currently? I mean, I would say there's enough quests to get you from like level 7 to 8. You know, from the main story quest that you literally start like right when you spawn in and the first quest is right there. There's a whole chain. Oh my god, another rare? How lucky. Ooh, heroic. Jesus, man, I'm getting some luck over here. But yeah, I would say there's probably enough quests because whenever I done it, like I've done it several times over, it literally gives me just enough experience to be level 7 or 8. And I say level 7 or 8 because sometimes I go off the beaten path and do other shit. But, you know, my neck hurts from playing so much. Dude, Triple, good to see you, brother. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been literally like just sweating in this game and, you know, trying to grind. And again, it's like, I don't see every grinder that I've seen in this game stops, like completely stops playing for the next 2, like in 2 weeks, they're done. They're just like, all right, I'm gonna take a break until the next major patch. It's like, well, what was the point of grinding then? I guess some people just want to get it over and done with, so that way they're just like, hey, I'm level 25 when I come back. I don't have to worry about it anymore. But I don't know. To me, that's just kind of crazy. Game is garbage. Don't waste time. 7+ years of making this, and it'll take another 10 to finish it. One update per year won't be worth it. Good luck. All right, brother. Thank you for the luck, man. Truly appreciate it. Okay. Let me go over here. I mean, I think it could be potentially like maybe 2 years if they really go balls to the wall for 2026, especially now that we know the secondary continent is off the table. I think many people didn't know that before, including myself. I assumed maybe, but now that we for sure have that confirmation from Steven, it'll just be probably like I said, 2 years. Let me see. Today was a bad day. Not enough XP times. Just gonna gather me some wolves and call it a night. Yeah, man. Just like I said, I'm sorry you had a bad night, man. Steven confirmed they're not in the second continent. Well, if you go watch the roundtable interview that myself, Nice Gaming, Zyback TV, and Lude Lloyd were a part of, I asked him, my first question during that interview was literally, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to name off some systems and features, and you tell me if these systems or features are going to be at launch or if they're going to be postponed post-launch. And basically he was talking about MVP requirements, and that's what they call a main viable product. And he said that the secondary continent is not an MVP requirement, which means it's not a main thing they need to finish in order to launch Ashes of Creation with. So not every night can be a 3-level gain. It is what it is. Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, that's where we got the confirmation from, was during that roundtable discussion. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, if you want, I can link you the roundtable if you want to go and watch it, but it's on the Ashes of Creation YouTube channel. You'll see like Steven with like 4 content creators on it. It's probably one of the more newest ones. To Ashwood. All right, so let's go to New Ayla. I'm going to sell off all this common right here and start chopping again. I'll save these. I got to put these in. To save these. Probably just sell those. Sell that. I do wonder how what's going to work since they filled the world with I'm guessing you meant so many 1 through 25 stuff. If the next continent is not planned, how are they going to add in higher stuff level? So Steven confirmed to us in a live stream, I can't remember which one, it was confirmed during Burns's interview. So the Copium Clinic, if to be more specific. So every starting area in Ashes of Creation, which is technically the Riverlands and the Anvils, is going to be levels 1 through 25. Every non-starter area will end up being levels 25 through 50. So that's how they're going to do like the having one continent and leveling from 1 to 50 with. So right now, mobs and everything like that are, around the level 25, marker or so, but that will change. Like right now, they're just trying they're trying to utilize as much on the map as possible. But yeah, that's why you're going to want to venture out of the starter areas. So you're going to build the starter areas for sure, but eventually the starter areas will then be kind of like, not saying irrelevant, but the more end game places will end up being the other biomes. So on your server, the main biome, because that's where the level 5 metrop or the level 5 city is, could be the June Dark. Ours could be the tropics, or yours could be the Badlands, so it really just depends on like several factors, right? like I said, all servers are supposed to be different, and each settlement is supposed to spawn out different world events and content, world bosses, so on and so forth. Let me see. I'm level 15. Not sure if we are in Kirin or not, but we are doing crabs. It just wasn't good XP unless you just do the 3-star crabs. But it was taking... Trying to see it just cut off. I'm sorry. Let me see. I'm an old Ultima Online player, but played over 10 years. One major draw to UO was being able to own a house. Will this game ever have housing? Yes. It has freeholds. Freeholds you can actually have out in the world that are like actually permanently in the server, not an instance thing. There will also be static freeholds inside of the settlements itself. And there's also going to be instanced apartments. So there's going to be actual multiple different levels of housing in Ashes of Creation. And you're going to be able to have people go to your house out in the world, and they can use benches. I believe processing is going to be one of the main focuses, because master, at least right now, master or grandmaster processing will happen inside of freeholds. That won't be in the settlements. That could change, but that's how it is currently on paper. I'm out for the night, dude. Crazy, dude. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always appreciate you coming in and hopping on and having a discussion, man. You see, maybe I nerfed it. I remember before wipe, I was getting close to 1 million XP an hour. Oh yeah, a lot of shit, a lot of values in general have just been adjusted. So yeah. Let me see. I have the feeling that there is an aspect of danger when you move between nodes / settlements. Also, the exploration is very nice. It is early access. A lot needs to be fixed yet, but I see the hard work in progress. Yeah, I mean, this game, man, I'm telling you, coming from someone who's been in it for a year, like I said, I just experienced that danger when I was chopping trees. Like a Minotaur just came out of nowhere and started to hack me. And it was a level 15 Minotaur. Like that thing would kill me if I just stayed there and tried to fight it. So yeah, I love the fact that there's that sense of danger and that sense of discovery, because like I said, that just doesn't exist a lot in other MMOs. It seldomly exists in other MMOs, and it's just unfortunate. And okay. Right. Because I have all of my herbs here in this bank. Space here. I don't know what to do. Trying to think. Personal vendors? What do you mean by personal vendors? Like, are vendors going to exist on your freehold? Is that what you mean? Or like, I'm just trying to understand the question. I mean, this is probably a lot of daffodils. I don't probably need all of these. Each person's house can have a vendor, and anyone can walk and buy your wares. We don't know. So there was supposed to be a thing called storefronts, and because that was the original pitch of marketplaces, that marketplaces weren't really going to exist the way they currently do, but that there would be these storefronts that a player could put up their wares and you can go to and buy their shit. I'm still curious if that is still on the table for Ashes, because that to me is a really cool, just like a really cool thing. You know what I mean? But I don't know. You know, we'll just have to wait and see. Because I believe they have like buildings for it, like pre-order pack buildings from back in the day. So I would assume so, and I hope so. But like I said, so much has changed from the original from the original thing. So we just kind of have to wait and see. I hope it happens because I think that'd be really badass. Because the way they pitched it was like you can have a storefront literally like right outside of a dungeon like Carfin or the Forge, and you know you can purchase like rations, you can purchase like potions, or you know whatever the person wanted to sell, like you know food buffs, you know gear, you know you name it. Yo Vlad, disregarding Steven's vision, what's an MMO feature you've not seen that you would love to see? I don't think I'm very creative in the MMO space as far as like designing systems and features. Like at least something I've never seen before that would want to see. Like, I don't know. Like cause my whole thing is that I just love whenever I, you know, see something that I like, the settlement system, right? Like the nodes, how they were pitched originally. I was like, wow, that's a really inventive way to create, you know, a dynamic world. Right. And I think that to me was just really, really awesome, but I wouldn't be able to invent a system in my head, and be like, yeah, I wish this thing existed in an MMORPG that doesn't exist anywhere else. Let me see, what's a way to make gold at a low level, like under 10? Sell your gatherables. Don't just vendor them at a vendor like I did. Sell them. Like, because people need them. Like, if you want to go and sell like a batch of 10, like, you know, like sell like a daffodil thread, you just take your raw daffodils to like your weaving station, or sell like fragments, like, you know, or just sell the raw materials. Like, you know, that's what I would do. I would sell anything that is uncommon plus. But if you want to sell some common stuff, then do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes people are lazy, and even though shit's everywhere to gather, you're always going to have your rich, you know, gold infested snobs that don't want to go and gather it, even though there's plenty to gather. So that's how I would do it. 100%. With vendors, it is a race to place in the right spots, like outside a dungeon or heavy traffic areas, like selling water at an amusement park. Oh, absolutely. I mean, and I think that's why the whole like storefront thing was such a really rad idea, because I've never seen that. That's a really good example of something I've never seen in an MMORPG that would really make it feel alive. Like the other thing I would really love too is, instead of like a caravan that, you know, oh, like when you see a caravan on the road and you know it's transporting something from point A to point B, like what if there's storefront caravans, like a traveling salesman, you know? Like I would love that. Like if I'm over here and I see a caravan on this road and I'm like, oh shit, it's a traveling merchant. Let me go and see what they have. You know what I mean? Like that would be fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of that stuff is just more of the player driven, like role play element, like coming out. And I think that would just be like insanely cool. Ozzy, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far, man. Is this going to be pure PvP? No. This game is PvP and PvE, right? So it's going to be a mixture of both for sure. Let me see. I have an idea. I decided at what level all the enemies are when I start fighting them. What do you mean, like scaling? Or what are you talking about? For me, I think enhancement magic, it's always in anime, but never actually in game. Like a support character that know just like boost spells. Like I think you meant Ainz Gone, I suppose. Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, honestly, Ainz would be insane to have in an MMORPG, but I think it would be fucking awesome. Not gonna lie. I mean, Ainz is fucking goated. So in UO had that, vendors inside and outside towns. Sorry, my baby's just crying really oddly. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah, again, I think a lot of the older MMOs had more player-rich systems than a lot of the newer ones do, which is always so weird. You would think we would have been evolving these player-rich systems over time, right? But who knows? Entirely new to the game and enjoying so far. Appreciate that. Appreciate the time you're taking answering these questions, making the learning curve a lot easier. Well, thank you, man. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in this community for 5 years. I've been only creating content for Ashes of Creation. And yeah, I know this game is severely and utterly complex. And even as someone who is a veteran MMO player, I've seen veteran MMO players play this game and still be insanely lost. So I am just here trying to provide people an outlet to not be so confused and allow them to, you know, feel like their time is not being wasted. But this is a game of discovery at the end of the day. MMOs are meant to be, you know, sort of figured out. But I feel like a lot of people get very frustrated because we live in 2025 where you go to a website and everything is at your fingertips in what you need to know. And sadly, that just doesn't hit in Ashes yet. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, welcome to the game, brother. I hope you're enjoying it. And like I said, if you have any questions at all about the game or professions or classes or, you know, whatever, just let me know. I'm here for you, man. Yeah, congrats on the Q&A. Thank you, 40. I appreciate that, man. It's always an awesome experience to get to talk to Steven, and especially with my other content creators. I think we did a pretty damn good job with that roundtable. Yeah, the onboarding in AOC is rough. I do not think they will ever fix it because of how complex they want everything. Well, I think the complexity is fine. I think what really it is that how much babying do players want, right? Because there's some players that don't want any babying, and there's some players that want their hand held the entire time. So like, how do you do that? And I think there should be things that Intrepid should do to hold your hand. But I also feel like that comes down to the player and, you know, doing their own little bit of research, watching some YouTube videos from like content creators and stuff like that. Because guess what? That's what people do. Like that's what gamers have always done. You know, I can't expect for a developer to literally have every system be, you know, explained to me in layman's terms at all times. Like there has to be some kind of curve to it and understanding. And that understanding can come from just like, oh, okay, like I take it from this person to this person, like where do I go? And I think Intrepid is trying to do that. They're trying to show people like, you know, especially with the earlier quests, I really did love how they made a bag, because that just shows you that you needed to go to a vendor every single time for something. There are specific vendors for specific things. And yeah, like I think it's smart, you know what I mean? Because some players, like I said, you know, some players want to gatekeep information, that's for sure. But I think for the most part, players are just trying to figure out the game, you know? Let me see. Yeah, I'm a longtime WoW player. But I was looking for something more slow paced. Just had my first kid, so I need a game I can play where I can go AFK every 15 minutes is okay. Oh, dude, I do that all the time. I have 3 kids. I have 2 under 2. I have a 5-month-old baby, and I have a 2-year-old. So I go AFK a lot. I do it during stream. And yeah, because it is very slower paced, it kind of doesn't matter. I think this game is very much like, if you are a person of achievement or like taking steps to achieve something, this game I think is very satisfying. As someone who is, if you don't care about the rat race of leveling as fast as possible and being this like super min-maxy kind of person, I think this game can be insanely relaxing for, you know, that gamer dad that wants to come on and, you know, do something for a couple of hours, get some shit done, get some shit sold, you know. And the game is beautiful. You know what I mean? It's relaxing. If you're a fan of Gathering a New World, you'll definitely be a fan of Ashes Gathering as well. So yeah, man, welcome in, brother. If you have any questions, like I said, I can always answer them for you. See if, I'm sorry, I lost my place. Here we go. In fact, there are a lot of systems in anime, especially isekais, and not one MMO is like it. Yeah, I think it's because it's probably going to be very daunting for the developer to come up with these power sets and characters and like, what do they do, right? Like, I think that's what's going to be the most daunting task. If anybody has any issues with rubber banding, issue has been location a lot in FL. I used a VPN to go to a different place where branding on. Oh, in Florida. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a VPN personally. Like I live in Texas and I haven't had any rubber banding issues personally. I want to play this game so bad, but my computer isn't good enough to run it. Living vicariously through videos and streams like yours. Well, Silver dude, welcome, brother. Like I said, I feel your pain. I literally am a content creator and a streamer for this game, and my PC, which is now back there. Jeremy, dude, thank you so much for the sub, brother. Thank you. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying the stream too. My first weekend in trying to run Ashes, I couldn't run it. I could not stream it and play it at the same time. My computer was just not having it. And it was the most soul crushing thing for me because it was literally the first weekend of when phase 1 launched. And I was one of the few content creators that I couldn't even stream. Like it was so, I was like, ugh. And then my wife was, you know, she came in and she was just like, babe, she's like, we need to get you a new computer. And she's like, all right, let's put it on the card or whatever. And I'm just like, really? It's like, because that card is meant for emergencies. But yeah, she, you know, and then my computer came in, I think, like almost a week later. Like it was like maybe 5 days later, my new computer came in. But yeah, this computer or this game does take a lot of resources. That is for sure. Like, so you need to get a computer with a very good, oh, there's that bastard. You need to get a computer that's very good processor. And I would really recommend an AMD processor for sure. You need good RAM, at least 32 gigs, and you need a good graphics card. Like you need the trifecta, you need the holy trinity. With one of those things lacking, this game is going to give you problems. So just FYI, as you're looking to build maybe a new computer. What quality are running on your computer? I'm running on medium. I'm running on high. So I'm not running on ultra, but I'm running on high. Is there a Minotaur hiding somewhere here? Oh, yes, you are, you bastard. There you are. Okay. So let's go here. Don't aggro. So yeah, I usually run at, I've run it at medium too, but I was like, I didn't really see too much of a FPS difference between medium and high for me. So I figured, you know what? I like it on high more just because the clarity looks better for me too. And for streams as well, you know, that way people can not look at my stream and be like, ugh, like, is this the game? We already get criticized enough, damn it. So I'm just trying to help a brother out, you know? Let me see. Oh my God, talk about resources. I found the worst reason for why Ashes was lagging for me. Ready for it? My computer was plugged in the wrong USB port. Yes, you read that right. AOC only us. Wait a minute. So you had your keyboard plugged into like what, a 3.0 USB? Or what do you mean? See, even the tree can't handle your question. Like, what's going on? Like, that's crazy. Like the fact that a USB port was causing issues for your AOC. That's nuts. Oh, another rare. I'll take it. I like it a lot. It was plugged in one of the blue ones. Forgot which one it was. Yeah, a blue one is a 3.0. When I plugged it in the red one, all my AOC lag went away. Yeah. You got 2.0s in the back. Some 3.0s there at the top. But I mean, that should be one of the last things that should lag your clients is a USB port for sure. Okay, where are you? Just want to make sure that you're not going to kill me. There's a bit more to it, but basically it was my keyboard sharing IRQ interrupt requests with my GPU, and it was bogging the PC down. Damn. Wait a minute. So is your keyboard wireless? I hit that tree so freaking hard it didn't know what to do with itself. I smacked the crap out of it. See? Look how far it went. I'm strong. No, it's not wireless. Interesting. Okay, I don't want to get too close because I will die. Let's see if I can go more over here. Are there... Yeah, because one of my friends had a wireless keyboard, and oh my God, so crazy little story. One of my friends was playing AOC. He was trying it out, and he has a wireless keyboard and mouse, which I fucking hate wireless. Like, I am not a wireless person. I actually ended up buying a wireless headset, and I fucking hate it. But I've always had wired mouse and a wired keyboard. Well, he was playing AOC, And he was, I forgot where he was. I think he was like at Graveyard or at one of the earlier grinding spots. And they were there and there was a whole bunch of shit happening. They pulled a little bit too much. Now, mind you, he's a cleric, okay? So you kind of know where I'm going to go with this, right? The tank ended up saving the group, ended up pulling everything. And as my friend was going to start healing the tank, his fucking mouse and his keyboard died. Both of the batteries. He didn't know that it was both at first. So he ran to the freaking kitchen to go get 2 AA batteries for his mouse. Then to find out, okay, I can move my fucking character, but then he couldn't fucking get his keyboard. So as soon as he started to try to move, oh my God, who's that? Oh, there's someone else here. Woo! God, that scared the shit out of me. So then when he tried to start doing his left hand to do his keyboard shit, his keyboard wasn't working. And I was like, brother, why didn't you just like hover over, like if your mouse is working, why didn't you just hover over your abilities, like, and just wait until the thing? He's like, because I was so frantic that I was trying, like, I just ran back to the freaking kitchen to get back to, and then he got 2 AA batteries and he forgot that his fucking keyboard takes 4 AA batteries. And so he was just so mad. He died, the tank died, everybody died, and then they booted him. Dude, as he was telling me, dude, I was just dying, dude. I was like, oh my God, you're such an idiot, dude. But he was just like, he's like, I'm still gonna have wireless. He's like, because you know, he plays so lazy sometimes. I go to his house and he literally has the keyboard at his stomach and he's like, he has his mouse on his like armchair rest and shit. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was like, why can't you just get an extension? He's like, I don't want fucking wires on my freaking legs and feet and shit. He's like, fuck that. I'm just like, dude, you're the worst, dude. Jesus Christ, man. Let me see, kind of wish there was some African blackwood or other types of wood in game. Well, you have to understand, man, like every biome has specific trees and shit. Like if you go to the tropics, they have coconut trees. I think if you go to the desert, they have acacia trees. If you go to the June Dark, I forgot what June Dark has, but like, yeah, every biome has like very specific trees there. And it's going to happen too for the other 2 biomes that are introduced later. So yeah, like Ashes is going to have a lot of different types of trees, like 100%. Let me see. My CPU sometimes reaches 73% for a few seconds and then goes back down to 40%. How hot does your CPU run when playing and streaming? That's a good question. How do I find that out? Just like what? Control delete. So right now my memory is at 80%, CPU hovering around 20 to 30. And I don't know what my don't know my GPU is doing. But my GPU is not even on high. Like the fan and everything is just at a very mid, like it's not even going crazy. So hope that answers your question. Let me see about the explanation about systems that should 100% explain in-game bubble. In-game bubble devs, not a third-party site or content creator. If they can't, it's just as bad implementation. Sorry to say. But how many old school MMOs explain their systems? Like honestly, like is Star Wars Galaxies? Are all of those systems bad? Because I can tell you, you can go and play Star Wars Galaxies Legends right now. They don't explain how that shit works. You kind of have to figure shit out. And so, I mean, again, I think Ashes is doing a pretty good job with his Destiny system, which that's definitely going to be expanded on. They have the little tool tips, you know, for new players. And if you turn that off, like, of course, you're just not going to know. But they are doing things for people to be aware of how to play the game or have a broader knowledge as to how to do stuff. Old school is a chapter from the past. Well, I know, but I'm trying to tell you that they are trying to take the newer approach in explaining some of these things. But I think it's also on the player to find out more about the system. Like, I think giving a base explanation is fine. but I don't think you just need to keep going with it, because I think that's just going to end up being annoying to other players. It does not fit modern audiences anymore. Well, neither does an old school MMO. An old school MMO does not fit a modern audience. If you were to launch Star Wars Galaxies, like even completed from like whatever the last patch was back in 2005 or 6, and launch it today, it's not going to have a mass appeal. It's just not. Because that game just doesn't cater to a large modern audience. But don't get me wrong, I play Ashes also. I like it. No, I get you, dude. Like, I'm not trying to fight with you at all. I'm just saying, like, old school MMOs have, I wouldn't say reputation, but people have an understanding that, hey, well, this game comes from an old school background. You know, it's like they're trying to explain stuff, but at the most part, old school MMOs, like, it's about discovery, not just like in-game discovery, like biomes, you know, creatures, treasure chests, whatever, but also just the discovery of like how systems evolve and work, right? And I think ultimately, like, Ashes is still doing work in that regard. I don't think they're done by any means, but I think most people, and even Espan and Zaryu were talking about that, about how like the game, you know, being old school in nature does do a pretty damn good job of onboarding the starting experience. But that's just what it is. It's starting, you know, there's so much more to it. There's so much more building blocks that go way up to the top. Let me see. How do you get to apprentice miner? What level do you need to be? So you need to be level 10. So right now I'm actually doing that as I speak. So right now I am level 10 apprentice mining. I am level 10 apprentice herbing. I am trying to be level 10 apprentice lumberjacking. Once you hit level 10, again, it does not automatically make you an apprentice. Once you hit level 10, then you have to go to a lumber milling station, or to be more specific, if you are in the Riverlands, I don't know what biome you're in, but in the Riverlands, you need to go here to the Smithian workshop. There's a person to speak there to promote your lumber jacking to apprentice. But if you're in the anvils, I don't know where that person is, but look at a little like diamond like this, and if it says wood shop, then that's where you need to go. I hope that answers your question. Is the game worth it in alpha, and how's the PvP? PvP right now, combat is really good. It's very solid as far as like foundational combat system. PvP right now is, we don't know, because we don't know how this phase is going to go PvP wise, but there is a lot of PvP to be had, but people weren't PvPing in phase 3 because there just weren't incentives to. So we're basically trying to find out, are those incentives back? Are they going to add, you know, or buff caravans, which was a huge PvP event. Like, there was so much PvP to be had when people were running caravans. But yeah, PvP is light while players level. Yes, that's more to the truth. PvP doesn't really start going until multiple guilds are all level 25 at that point. But yeah, we need caravans to go back to glory. And that's why I asked Steven during my roundtable with him, like, we really need to go back to like that sense of glory again. All right, there we go. Can I see 2 options that might get PvP going? Sports fishing and Harbingers. Oh, absolutely, dude. Especially sports fishing, because you use that chum, anybody, like, once you put that chum on that water, anybody can go there and start sports fishing. And anybody can go out of the water. Like, you can just literally be in the water getting people's fish. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally what your gameplay could be. Oh my God. See, this is the danger here, because I'm a little too close to these minotaurs that are like 3 levels above me. UUD, dude, video games, brother. What's going on? Welcome. Just here chopping some ash, trying to level my lumberjacking so I can be level 10 and I can do lumber milling. I need to work on my metal smithing first, or my metalworking first. And then once I reach level 10 there, then I'll work on lumber milling. But all that requires gold. And if anybody is insanely filthy rich on Shoal, I definitely take donations. So please hit my character up. I will take any donations. Yeah, so I'm just there doing that so I can start crafting stuff for things. There is guild leveling grind too, to get to 200 members and merge alt guilds. Yeah, there's a lot of the guild talent trees that are in place now. But personally, like, I don't know, man. Like, I think those talent trees need severe work. I am not a fan of those talent trees. I think they're boring. I think it takes way too much. In my opinion, I think the guild talent trees, just like how right now I am contributing node experience to technically New Ayla. Anytime you're in a guild, anything you do, whether it's commissions, whether it's killing a mob, whether it's gathering a tree, all that experience should go towards your guild. I hate how you have to do specific things in order to increase your guild experience. I think that's stupid. I think that's totally dumb. And so I think that needs to take, I think we need to literally take a look at that. You know what I'm saying? We're all broke. That's very true. We're all broke on this server, man. Like, unless you're probably like in the grind spots, a lot of my guildies are actually not broke because they, you know, are constantly in the mob grind, just getting a whole bunch of glint. Lumber milling is wildly expensive. Bro, you think lumber milling is wildly expensive now? You should have done it at the start of phase 3. That shit was nuts. All the process. I was constantly broke because I was a weaver. And what other processing I did? I think it was probably, let me look real fast. So I did weaving, but I did something else. Maybe it was just weaving. Yeah, it was just weaving. One processing just killed me. Like, I was constantly broke just weaving threads and bolts and all that shit. It was so annoying. But it is much better, but it's still, you know, you'll still burn your pockets. That's for dang sure. Where do the runes, where are the runes at, and what, and are they worth it? Runes. Like, do you mean emblems and essences? Like, what do you mean runes? Like, I'm just a little confused. Can you explain further? I remember when lumberjacking, lumber milling, and carpentry would generate 1.1 gold per 250 common logs converted to Vans pieces and sold to the vendor. Yeah, man, the whole days of you processing 250 of anything is long gone. that probably won't happen for a while. That's probably going to be more so like once we get into further, like either further alpha testing, or once we get like more levels in, or we get more gold, or the outlets or the ways to make gold get better. But yeah, there's still a lot that needs to be done in that regard, in my opinion. I've been doing 100-ish fish at once. Yeah, I did about 100 and we said did 80 and 80, so 160 metal fragments, because I did 80 zinc and 80 copper. Let me see the ruins you can put on weapons and gear. Runes you can put on weapons and gear. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I'm also just drawing a fucking blank. Let me see. My bad. Planendorf told me that the devs looked at my tune, Master Chief Spock, because of how I hit 2x GM in 8 days and generated lots of gold in the process. Oh, really? Interesting. Econ still needs work. If they did hire an econ lead, they are probably going to be onboarded right now. Yeah, the river runes. Oh, the river runes. Those are for enchanting. Those are for like enchanting your gear and your other things. Yeah. That you basically use them. I don't have the scroll. Once you make an enchanting scroll, you can use the enchanted runes to improve your chances to hit the enchantment level. So you go from enchantment level 1 to all the way to 20. So by putting in like an uncommon rune, it boosts your chances for hitting that next level because it is RNG. So that's what the runes are. Yeah, hold all rooms, bank them. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I'm drawing a fucking blank. So yeah, hold all your runes, common, uncommon, all that shit. He's talking about the fire runes, enchanted runes that drop from humanoids. Yeah. I got you now. All right, so probably need to go back into town because I have no more space. Actually, let me just go drop this shit off because this shit is actually what's keeping me. I gotta drop this shit off. Sell this. I gotta go back. Let me just go to Halcyon, drop off my whatever logs I got there. And then repair. And then just come back down. But yeah, I think honestly the whole, like, people call this like an artisan simulator. Bro, you can legit, like, if you love artisan like profession shit in MMOs, you can legit play this whole game just doing that. Skimlander, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream, man. Welcome, by the way. Yeah, it's awesome. Like, for someone who played WoW and never gave a shit about professions in WoW, I literally started playing this game and I was like, wow, they're like because the profession loop, in my opinion, even though it's still janky, broken at times, needs to be fixed, the numbers are not there yet, I'm having a lot of fun. Like, I really am. Like, I really enjoy like making shit and gathering it, getting all my storages together. Maybe it also appeases to my OCD as well. But I just find it satisfying and relaxing to go out into the world, gather all my shit, process it, and then see what I can make and see what I can sell. And it's a very satisfying loop, in my opinion. Yeah, just go ahead and save them, Cheese. Yeah, just save them. You'll be in a better state because most of the time on the live servers, most people enchant something realistically to maybe level 8, because then once you hit level 8, it gets insanely expensive, because you have to understand every time you try to enchant your gear, you're also wasting gold. So it's a pretty big gold sink into it. There's no progression in it. Needs niches for players to feel like they're doing something unique. For all that artisanship in ashes feels good. Yeah, like I said, I said all the stuff of like, it's still broken, still janky, still has things that, but I still enjoy it. Like, I still find it to be very fun. So yeah, let me go ahead and do all this stuff real quick. Guys, I'm probably going to go ahead and take off. Vlad, if you were fighting a mob, would you prefer a large type of mob or a smaller swarm of mobs? I feel like Dungeons dogma approach is good and would work for MMOs. Potentially. I mean, because I play a fighter, I love fighting multiple mobs. I love the AoE feeling of it. But yeah, for the most part, I don't mind either one. I think depending on what your combat is or what class you're playing, I think both can be very satisfying for sure. What are my profession levels? My profession levels currently, I have mining at level 10, herbing at 10, and then I'm trying to get lumberjacking to level 10. And then I'm also working on metalworking, and I'll get lumber milling. Once I'm finished this to level 10, I'm going to get this to level 10. But I also need gold, right? Just like everybody else. Everybody's hurting for gold. See, I have no MMO experience. Is this a good one to start? Ooh, my God. If you have no MMO experience, I would say that any MMO is going to be daunting for you. I really do. Because my wife, she's never played MMOs, but she's a gamer. me showing her retail WoW was like insanely daunting. So I would say for Ashes, if you pay a one-time $44 and, you know, can have that for 2 years of gameplay, and, you know, most of the big MMORPGs out there, you have to pay a monthly sub on top of a box cost usually. I would say Ashes is probably like a cheaper thing unless you buy like Guild Wars 2 or something. But just know that this is not a fully experienced MMORPG yet. So I would really, yeah, try OSRS, like try other MMOs, like maybe some free-to-play ones, get your bearings first. But yeah, I appreciate you being here. My name is Vladis. I'm exclusively an Ashes of Creation content creator, and I've been playing MMOs for about 20 years. So it's definitely one of those things that I would try others first to kind of just get your bearings on like class design, quest design, you know, the feeling, the approach MMOs do. But Ashes is definitely more of a slow paced MMO. So a lot of these newer MMOs are very fast paced, right? So it truly just depends. But I would definitely say if you're a brand new player, please come back later for Ashes. This game will either scare the shit out of you, or, you know, you'll appreciate the slow paced and don't mind to help feedback. Right. So, but yeah, guys, thank you all so much. I'm going to, go ahead and take off. I'm going to go ahead and see who's up right now. Who is raid, or who can I raid in the Ashes category right now? I know there's probably a shit ton of people, in the Ashes category currently. Let me see. Who do I know? Who do I don't know? Oh. There we go. Pockets. He's a fellow guildie of mine. He also explains a lot of Ashes, questions about Ashes systems. Ask me. So yeah, he's doing the kind of same thing I'm doing as far as just educating brand new players to the game. So thank you guys so much. Have fun at Pocket's Place, and I will see you tomorrow for a pretty damn cool event. So show up. And if you want to subscribe on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you want to hit that follow button on Twitch, please do. Like I said, I stream every single day Ashes of Creation content. It's more of a chill pace here myself. I don't really do anything that negates the community or the people that show up to chat. And I also help out new players. So thank you so much. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.